2, check 1, 2, check 1, 2, check 1, 2. Are we in the building? Are we in the building, family? Check 1, 2. I'm a little late, but I'm straight. No pun intended. Pun intended. Pun intended. Check 1, 2, check 1, 2, check 1, 2. Check 1, 2. Check, check, check. Check 1, 2. Where my sound at? I make sure y'all can hear me, man. I had to take off for a minute, man. It ain't going down over here. Turn the mic up, I think. Let me see. Let me see if I got to turn him up. Let me see if I got to. Yeah, I got to turn him up. Check 1, 2, check 1, 2, check 1, 2. Do I got to turn him up? Let me turn him up. Let me turn him up. Let me turn him up. Is that too loud for you? Family. It's been a long time. I shouldn't have left you. Is it all right now? Okay, let me get it right. Let me get it right. Let me get it right. Talk to me. Talk to me. It's been a long time. I'm move around. We about to get busy. Hold on, family. Yeah, we got something to talk about. Man. So, here I come. Let me get my water together. Let me get my hour. Let me get my hour straight. You know what I'm talking about? Let me get my hour straight.
If this was another genre like entertainment news, this would have millions and millions of views. This is a masterpiece. This man.
You better know it. Welcome to another edition of Morris World TV, family. This broadcast tonight, this one tonight. Let me get my earphones right. Hope y'all can see me properly. This one here tonight is definitely about. This one here tonight. Yeah, right. Let me get my hour right. You know what I'm talking about? That's right. I had to get my hour. All right. Hey, this one here tonight, family, is about people that has lost their mind. You understand what I'm saying? They have lost their mind. And the people that I'm talking about is the group that go by the term FBA. Now listen, I want to give a heads up. Let me give you a heads up right now. Family, make no mistake about it. I am every part of the word born, bred, and descended from our people who have suffered from the slave trade. I am. And I can prove it. Let me make sure my sound right. My sound good? I can prove it with the census. I can prove it with any documentation that anyone will accept to verify that. But when we talk about this thing FBA, I want to be clear with everybody. Family, this is a podcast, okay? Like I don't take FBA shenanigans serious. I do this for views in order to teach you about the misinformation and the disinformation and the discord that's being sowed amongst our people. Do you understand? Can you press a 7 if you understand that I don't take this FBA thing serious? What I do take serious is I can use it as a talking point to show you the misinformation and the disinformation and the discord that's being sowed amongst our people, the same discord that's been sowed amongst our people for the last 2,000 years. Please press a 7 if you understand that. Now, the FBAs, they really think that I'm obsessed with this conversation. No, FBA. Listen to me. I am a podcaster like everybody else on social media. My subject matter just happens to be, my subject matter just happens to be a series of a brother and a group of people that has shown the aptitude to sow discord amongst our people. But just like any other podcaster, I will do my best to be live as much as possible. But let me drop this for you. For now, I will be guaranteed live every Sunday and Wednesday. Guaranteed. Every Sunday and Wednesday, I will be live. Other days will be questionable. But every Sunday and Wednesday, I will be here between 10 and 10:30, and you can set your clock by it. You know what I'm saying? And you can set your clock by it. And most likely, I will be talking about grifters. Grifters are people who act as if they are for the benefit of our people, those that are descended from the inhabitants of Africa, wherever they may be. They act as if they are for our people, but in fact, they are always trying to siphon out the resources for selfish gain or sow discord so we cannot gain any progress as a people. So, the platform of Moorish World TV, like any other platform that goes live twice a day, once a day, once every other week, or even twice a week, I will be here doing the same thing that I've been doing. The subject matter or the face may change, but the essence of what I do will remain the same on Moorish World TV. This subject matter did not start with a Mr. Nasheed, and it most likely is not going to end with a Mr. Nasheed. Due to the fact that we have opportunists in our community that bank on the ignorance or the ignorant among us for their selfish gain. So yes, every Sunday and Wednesday, like clockwork, set your clock by it. I don't care if I'm on my way home and I got to pull over and live stream from my phone. That's what we gonna do. So you can set your clock by it from here on out. You can set your clock by it. All right. So now, one of the things that I want to point out today is I want to point out the real FBA culture. When I say real FBA culture, I'm talking about these people that claim to be FBA, that all they do is grab the successes of productive African Americans, black people, or whatever people choose to call themselves, and then they rename them or reclassify them FBA on social media. So if it's a great boxer, they will say, oh, look at the FBA. If there's a great accomplishment in law, they'll say, or politics, they'll say, that's FBA. Make no mistake about it. On the flip side of that, when a Haitian brother does something that's ignorant and that's out of control, the first thing they say is, look at the tethers. When an African does the Nigerian scam thing, they say, look at the Africans. This is what the European power structure has always done to us as a people. This is what so now the funny part is that now FBAs are mad at me because I choose to point out the part of our culture here in America as us who's born and bred here in America that we should be corrected. I choose to point that out. I got the right to. I live in the house. I live in the house of those who's born and bred here in America. And we should be trying to fix our own house as it relates to the dramatic shift of manhood, the dramatic shift of womanhood, the dramatic shift of the family. Most of these people that's talking this FBA stuff has not even done the work to keep their families together. But they talking about we are a tribe. We are a lineage. They haven't even done the work to keep their own family together. Children acting like they special. Spouses don't want you to touch them, don't want to be around you no more. Listen, let me tell you something. I'm going to tell you something off the top. And I'm going to do this in a few weeks. I'm going to show you what happens to all of those who try to come against myself in this platform. I'm going to show you what happened. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to show you what happened. Eventually, their families fall apart, and I don't wish that on nobody. You know what I'm saying? Eventually, their families fall apart. Their wives separate from them. Their world crumbles. Like, the best thing that you can do to Moorish World TV if you disagree and you have a platform is to shut up and leave me alone. That's the best thing you can do. Because once you come against the universe and ones who is aligned with the universe, you can win. You can win. I cannot lose with the contemplation and the meditation that I use. You can't win. Your family will fall apart. Your money will fall apart. Your hopes and dreams will fall apart. The best thing to do is shut up and leave me alone. I am protected by the red, the black, and the green with a key, you sissy. The best. Hey, listen, family. All you got to do is check the track record. Family, I'm going to give you a list. I'm going to go all the way back. I was looking back at some information where people were sending me threats about Grandmaster Jay. I was looking back at some information where what's the guy named Malik Zulu Shabazz was talking crazy. You know what I mean? He's talking crazy. What happened? Look at Upson. Don't nobody black Upson. Reek gave you 5 fingers to the face. That's a beautiful thing. That's a beautiful thing. How much you think them 5 fingers worth? Now how much you think they worth? the dumb is you. How much you think they worth? Anyway, back to my point. Don't block them. Upson, how much you think they worth? Don't worry about that. Listen. At the end of the day, Malik Zulu Shabazz, I never had a problem with this guy. The guy came at me for Grandmaster Jay. The guy cannot sell a live stream if the live stream was a real stream and he was dying of thirst. Couldn't sell a live stream. Couldn't get 10 views with 10 people in a room. Social media dead. Big Shirley. Big Shirley and her crew, they got mad because they donated. They got donations through Morris World TV, and then they pocketed donations. Where they at? Where they at? Where are these people at? So when you got people that say, why are you making videos? But go through the whole catalog and you see what the end is. You'll see what the end is. Just go through the catalog and ask where these people are today. Morris World TV is the only surviving channel that these grifters tried to take down, and it did not work. They send the bots. They send all type of complaints, and it doesn't work. It doesn't work because I'm not doing anything wrong. I'm not doing anything wrong. Anything that I talk about, I show you what I'm talking about. I'm just not a talking head. I'm showing you what I'm talking about. So family, it's official. It's official. Tonight, we're going to talk about the real FBA culture. And when I say the FBA culture, I'm talking about the culture that is perpetuated by Mr. Tariq Nasheed and those who follow him. I'm not talking about the strong sisters and brothers who born bred here in the United States of America, who's fighting for their family's dignity, who's fighting for their family loyalty and togetherness, who's fighting for their family economically, who's fighting for their family educationally, who's fighting. I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about, when I say FBA, I'm referring to the followers of Tariq Nasheed. Let's be clear. The followers of Tariq Nasheed is the only FBA I'm talking about. I'm going to say, press a 7 so everybody can know. The followers, they are called Nasheedites. They are called Nasheedians. The followers of Tariq Nasheed is the only FBAs I'm talking about. I'm not talking about our brothers and sisters who born and bred, who created everything that we use today here in America for the benefit of us and everybody else here in America. I'm not talking about those brothers and sisters. I'm not talking about the sister who made the straightening comb. I'm not talking about the brother who made the elevator. I'm not talking about the brother who made the traffic light. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the cult of the FBA, the Nasheedians. Here I come. Here I come. I said here I come.
Certified boogeyman.
Yeah.
Certified boogeyman.
Check one, two. What?
Certified boogeyman.
What up, Abu X?
We're gonna speak the truth, regardless of whether you like that truth or not.
Abu X.
We're in the 21st century. How people are poor, hungry, ragged, naked, and out of doors. How people are being murdered on a daily and consistent basis.
It's been a long time. I shouldn't have left you. A couple weak frauds that crept through. They put the bean on me. I didn't neglect you. Time's up. Allow me to bless you. They yell reparation and they got your attention. A failed clown rapper claimed he was pimping, but you don't know he was a fed since 9-0. Cosmo Flex was a front for 5-0.
You can't get dropped in a pit of snakes.
Certified boogeyman.
And trying to figure out which one has the venom sac.
Talk to him.
This one is not poison.
FBA was laughing when he went to the Roman. I guess they don't understand. That's who own them.
My son said I could use this sound like
I stalked them. That ain't true, cause if it was, I'd have chalked them. I'm simply a blogger, researching for the family. Cause people look like me, continue to scam me. Continue to scam us in the name of liberation. But when I call them out, they claim that I'm hating. Who says I smacked somebody? Poke your chest out, then slide thousands of miles. Check it out. For a peace order. Yeah, I'm back like I left something. And you kept fronting, sick the Romans on me.
I'm still working over here.
How you say you slap a man and go get a peace order? Something ain't adding up. Now I'm in the deep waters. I done took a deep dive. See who you really are. Who named you Tariq Nasheed? Affiliated with the guns? Nah, you ain't a Sunni or the nation. But ain't nobody question why you perpetrating.
Yeah.
Early in the 90s, they
I'm
put
still
you on
over
a
here
mission.
working, fam.
Hip-hop was conscious. You came with something different. Goofy clown rap to take it off trap. But you was so back, nobody followed the act. So
we got
they
the
made
cook.
another character, turned you to a thug.
I did a DNA test. Some of my DNA goes to Nigeria.
Went wood, it was trash, no good. You was hip hop police, stitching on the hood. How you make a documentary about hip hop and not include yourself in all your albums that flop? Then you got some dark secrets, I'm here to expose them. And I don't plan to stop until everybody knows them.
Family, welcome to another edition of More Show.
Northern Streets in. Northern Streets in.
Yes.
They're eating the dog.
Y'all ready, family? Hey, family. This show is dedicated to the FBAs, family. Welcome to another edition of Moorish World TV. This show is dedicated to the FBAs. This show is definitely dedicated to the FBAs, family. Listen, so on my if you will, on my comment section, every time I read the comment sections, there is these FBAs crying, right? There's these FBAs crying. Recently, I went on our sisters, Black Girls Read, something, I forget what they call it. I guess it's a space or something on X, Twitter. And it was a guy, he was so angry. I'm going to use his voiceover too. But he was so angry, he cursed me out because why are you making videos about Tariq Nasheed? And one of his arguments is that I'm making FBA more popular than it need to be. And I'm saying, how is it that a person with a 35K channel, do I got 35K? A 35K channel has the power to make FBA more popular than these people with 500,000 subscribers? I don't have 500,000 subscribers. Listen, the whole thing in a nutshell, it's reverse psychology at its best. People are coming and saying this goofy stuff, and a lot of it is bots, family. When you understand bots and how bots are programmed, I mean, I got 32.5. When you understand bots and how bots are programmed, they try to use these FBAs, the upper ones like Mr. Nasheed and all them. They program these bots that send out these messages like, "Oh, you giving Tariq more attention than he needs. He needs all the attention. He needs all of it. He go live, I go live. FBA go live, I go live. He needs all the attention." When nobody's saying nothing, listen to me, family. Wasn't nobody saying nothing when Tariq Comedy was making cartoons? When nobody saying nothing then? When nobody saying, "Oh, Tariq, why are you making cartoons about a guy? The way you're making cartoons." When nobody saying nothing. Now, all of a sudden, everybody's saying they crying foul. Why you keep talking about Nasheed? Because I can. Because I can. Listen, you can't tell a man, let me say it like this. You cannot. Hold up, 1 second. I'm bad. My bad. You cannot expect. This is for the FBAs. This is for the FBAs. You cannot expect for me to take all of the lies, to take all of the slander, to take all of the misinformation and the disinformation referred to me. You cannot take, I smacked Tariq Bay. You cannot take all of this stuff and then ask me, why am I still talking about Tariq Nasheed? This man made a cartoon about me, and you said I'm obsessed. This shows you how crazy it is. This man, look, somebody say he did a whole game called Crispy Biscuits. He did a game called the Turtle. He made a whole app game about me. He made an app called the Turtle. And now these goofy FBA, there's a stand down. FBA, stand down. Stand down. Let me see. Where's that Turtle app thing at? Stand down. Stand down. FBA, stand down. Clown, stand down. FBA clown, stand down. He made a whole app of a game. He made videos. And now, listen. And now these crazy FBAs gonna say, why are you obsessed? I'm not obsessed. You can't tell me when to cut it off. Don't tell me when to cut it off. You thought it was funny. Keep laughing. See, one thing about me, let me say it, I'm going to say it once and I said it 1,000 times. One thing about me, I grew up in an environment where I've heard every big eye joke. You know what I mean? I've heard every big eye joke. I've heard every skinny head joke. I've heard every joke in the world. I'ma keep going. I don't run out of gas because I don't care. Let me tell you something. I got a beautiful wife. I got a beautiful family. I got a beautiful life. I got beautiful members in the Moorish Science Temple of America. I got beautiful friends. I got beautiful Moorish World TV citizens. Man, you can't make me mad with a cartoon at 50. You 56 years old making cartoons think that's going to get a 50-year-old man mad? You's goofy. Yes, go. And now you and now you talk about, won't you stop? Won't you stop? No, I refuse to stop. No, we're gonna have fun with this. No, you can pray all you want. You can pray all you want, Marcus. Marcus, you can pray all you want. No, make another cartoon. Go ahead, make another one. We enjoy this kind of thing. That's right. That's right. Make another cartoon. We don't got no problem with that. Go ahead, spend some more FBA money making cartoons and turtle games. And we're going to show the receipts, family. And we're going to show the receipts. That's right. Go ahead. Do your thing. Do your thing. I just smacked the huckleberry. Oh, you did you? Give me a smack and I smack you back. Give me a smack and I smack you back. But my smack is going to be a little bit different. So you got to pray just to make it today. I said we pray. Pray. You got to pray just to make it today. Nah, clown. Stand down. Stand down. Stand down. Won't you grow up, Grand Sheik? No, stand down. Hey, all right, family. So look, listen, let's get into this, family. The funny part about all of this is that these FBAs that come to the defense of this madman, he's a madman. These FBAs that comes to the defense of this madman, One thing that's wild about it is he hasn't proved that he's FBA, and this guy who runs behind him, he got forehead like me. I'm about to take my hat off. He got forehead like me. And he call himself, why do these people get to call themselves FBA and can't prove it on these networks? This guy go by the name of Alpha Black Network or Black Alpha Network. He don't even have a name. He doesn't. Who knows this guy's name? How does this guy get to call himself FBA? This is FBA culture. This is FBA culture, where a person can come out of nowhere. No one knows his name, no one knows his lineage, and no one knows where he come from, but he can call himself FBA and create a whole podcast defending and ridiculing people of defending FBA and ridiculing people of African descent, and no one will question it. No one will question it. This brother could pass for Haitian, Jamaican. No one will question it. This is FBA culture I'm talking about. Stand down. This is FBA culture I'm talking about. Who is he? When you claim to represent a lineage and you are an activist, by all means, the people that you are acting for should know who you are. They should know who you are. Why nobody knows who this guy is? Where he come from? Who is he? What's his family name? How can he represent a lineage and don't even nobody know his personal lineage? I said I would put mine up next to his. I said I'd put mine up next to his. Who is this guy? Who is this guy? He goes by the name of Black Alpha. Why do they have these code names and nobody, but they representing a people? But you are hiding behind names. You are hiding behind names. Huh? Yeah, where Mucci at? What is his name? Who is he? Who is he? Why is it that these people get to call themselves FBA and then brutalize people of African descent, no matter wherever they may be? Why is that okay? Why is that okay? So here we go. That brings me, hold up. Let me get my water. Got my water in the way. That brings me to my point. Family, FBA culture, the culture created by Tariq Nasheed, is where these people come out of the shadows and they say all the things that they want to say, and they continue to say it over and over and over. Look, here go an FBA right here. He talking in Chinese. He got Chinese letters. Stalking another man, shaking my head. No, let me tell you something. The man that you say that don't block that guy. He need to learn too. Dummies need to learn too. That's what schools are for. Hospitals for the sick and schools are for dummies. So let's talk to these dummies. Yeah. I'm in rare form night. Let me show you something real quick. At the end of the day, wasn't it Tariq that made this meme of stalking somebody? Ain't that what Tariq do? Didn't Tariq make a whole puppet and went on a campaign for years? Not only on Roland Martin, but went on a campaign for years on Tommy Sotomayor. On a campaign for years on Michi X. Anybody remember that? Press 7 if you remember that. Press 7 if you remember that. He went on campaigns for years. And now, all of a sudden, you stalking the nut. Shut up. Stand down. FBA clown. Stand down. You're not making any sense. Stand down. You stalk people. Your leader has stalked people for years. Now I beat them at the game, and now they want to cry foul. Nah. Ain't no Ali income free. Ain't no Ali income free. We quit. Nah, buddy. You gonna get this whooping. Y'all remember that back in the day? Y'all remember that back? All right, Ali, I can't find you. Ali income free. Nah, buddy. Not over here. You wish. Hey, fam. Y'all remember that back in the day? And press 7 if y'all ever do that. Anybody ever play hide and go seek and y'all couldn't find me, y'all give up? And you take the cheap way out. All right, let's start over. Ali income free. No, buddy.
If this was another genre like entertainment, news, would have millions and millions of views. This is a masterpiece. This man.
Ali income free today. Y'all got to come on. That's right. So, family, but this is FBA culture. It is what it is. Look, FBA culture and ADOS culture. Check this out. When we look at right here, why do this person get the claim to be ADOS, which is the same thing as FBA, but nobody questioned where this person come from. Who is she? She get to tell people who she is, but no verification whatsoever. No verification whatsoever. This is FBA culture. Understand what I'm saying when I say FBA culture. FBA culture is made by the rules of ADOS, Tariq Nasheed, and people like this right here. They make the rules as they go along. 1 minute, both parents have to be from the census. The next minute, one person have to come to the census. Next minute, your mama got to be. Next minute, your daddy got to be. Next minute, they make the next 1 minute, you got to have a look. You can't have a forehead. She got big old forehead. Big old forehead. 1 minute, you can't have a forehead. But she's ADOS. She's not FBA. So her rules are a little bit different. The next minute, you got to pass the brown paper bag. Y'all heard about that one? Y'all ever heard about the brown paper bag test? That you have to have a complexion of the brown paper bag? Y'all hear that one? You got to have the complexion of a brown paper bag or darker. These are the rules that these people are using in order to try to establish themselves for reparations. Can you believe this? Can you believe this? Man, listen. These people are out of this world.
If this was another...
These people are out of this world. Hold up. I can't hear my headphones now. Yeah, these people are out of this world. Unbelievable to me. Who is Yvette Carnell? Who is she? Anybody gonna say nothing? Who is Yvette Carnell? Is anybody gonna say anything? Huh? Who is Yvette Carnell? Don't nobody know who she is for real. Don't nobody know who she is for real. Everybody know what these people tell them. Everybody know what these people tell them. But this is FBA culture. She went to Howard. If she went to Howard, why when Howard had the reparations conversation, she wasn't invited and she was the biggest spokesman for reparations at the time? She told people she went to Howard, and she may have went to Howard. But where is the people to vouch for her that she went to Howard? Can we find them and have a conversation? Where are they? Where are they? Why isn't Howard University, when they having these talks at the time during reparations, the talk that they never invited her? Why? Why? At one point she was the biggest face for reparations, hands down. Until Tariq jumped into that circle and then split the followers. And that's by design too. That's by design too, because one of the things about infiltration, they want to keep people confused. You know what I mean? They want to keep people confused. So it's always a time where, okay, they start one thing and then split it. Start one thing and then split it. Start one thing and then split it. And they'll keep on splitting it. And before you know it, people don't know what to believe because there's so many splits going on. That happened in the Moor Science Temple of America. You know what I mean? Like now, somebody said, look at the Moors. They trying to ride with free driver's license, no license and all that. But those ain't Moors. These people are crazy. They nutty. But guess what they call them? They call them Moors. And so I have to come to the defense and say, nah, wait a minute. Those are not Moors. Because the way that the government works, they will allow these things to happen. And many times it is orchestrated by the government to keep the people confused so the people won't know what to follow. Anyway, let me get to the point. So family, one of the things that I really want to touch on tonight is how FBA culture is really, if we be honest, when you talk about FBA culture, and the FBA, I'm talking about the followers of Tariq Nasheed, they're very emotional. They don't know how to articulate themselves intelligently. Everything is, you a tether. They don't come back with an argument that makes sense. They always come back with name calling, threats, They're going to beat people up. Don't let me see you. All that kind of stuff. But intelligence is missing out the equation. So at the end of the day, hey, we're going to make a show out of it as much as we can until people don't want to see it no more. So family, once again, welcome to another beautiful, beautiful broadcast called Moorish World TV. And I'm your host, Brother Tariq Allah Nasheed. Let's get it started.
Back up. Uh-oh. Watch out. You done wound me up. About to show you what I'm working with.
Thank you for joining me, family. We are back in the building. That's right, Moorish World TV. We are the only broadcast that will continue to let you know what's going on in the community uncut. That's right. We're going to do the research at every step of the way, everything that's new that's developing. One of the things I want to share with y'all before we go deep into FBA culture is, family, I want y'all to know that when these FBAs was voting for Trump and they was discouraging people to not to vote for the Democrats but vote for Trump, what they should have been doing was organizing people locally to prepare themselves for what's to come. But these social media personalities was driving people, you understand? They was driving people to get Trump into office. And to this day, Trump and the administration don't only have a plan for Mexicans or immigrants of the darker complexion, but it appears that Trump also has a plan for you. Whether you call yourself FBA, Moor, Hebrew, whatever the case may be, also a plan for you. Recently in Washington, D.C., Trump put out a state of emergency of sorts, and he dispatched the FBI as well as the National Guard and said that he is going to clean up D.C. of crime. He's going to rid it of crime. He's going to rid it of all the things that make D.C. an unpleasant place. Now, if you only knew that the crime in D.C. is down and down like never before, you feel me? The crime in Baltimore is down and down like never before. But the test of all of this was to test the power of imbalanced numbers with ICE against the Mexicans. See, although they were deporting people, although they were adjusting themselves according to what Trump put in place, these are exercise events. They will be learning and training people how to do crowd control. They will be teaching people how to manage crowds. They will be making sure that they learn all of the things they need to keep the police state in order when it comes to that. Not if, when it comes to that. And now you will see in District of Columbia right now, it will be looking like a third world patrol country in the coming weeks. They're already on the streets now. So when people talking about Trump making America great again, it's making America more pleasant for those who feel like this is their country and not your country. And one of the things, black unemployment is at its highest since the pandemic. Thanks for that. 2024 year of the coon. I think that's what it is. I appreciate that. But one of the things, what up, Sean Morgan? One of the things that I've always advocated on Moorish World TV is that we got to do for self. That we locally, I'm not going to, pardon me, I'm not going to sit up here and tell you that we're going to be able to offset some of the things that we're faced with on a national level, like meeting and doing a rally or something. That ain't going to do nothing. Locally, whether you want to address politics, do it locally. Whether you want to address the concern of food deserts, do it locally. Whether you want to address the concerns of education, do it locally. Don't and if you're really intelligent about it, know for sure that no one going to do for you what you're supposed to be doing for yourself. No one. That's my argument. My argument, listen. God says Marcus doesn't know what that looks like from his gated community. This is one of my points. If a person lives in a gated community but call themselves the grassroots, that should be a red flag off of the top, because we know what the grassroots is. The grassroots are those who at the basement level of earth. It's the regular people. It's the people that live in a community that borrow sugar from each other when they don't have a sugar or a stick of butter. That's the real grassroots. That's always been the grassroots. The regular, everyday, common people. The grassroots have never been someone that lives in gated community, or like Vicky Dillard dressing ball gowns just to walk up a mountain. Who dressing ball gowns to do a podcast? You got to know that that's a grift. Come on. Vicky Dillard, she dresses in a ball gown to go live. What? For real? Like, for real? Like, this what we doing? Like, this what we doing? And people believe that these people are for them? Come on now. Come on now. And then, and another thing that I want to point out real quick before I get to rolling. And speaking of rolling, let me show you a few more that the brother put out about Roland Martin, so people can know that that this is definitely not what you think it is. You follow me? This is not what you think it is. Let me get it right. Let me get this right. This is not what you think it is. Where my window at? My bad. This is not what you think it is. Look at this. Before they start to go crazy, about what we do on Moorish World TV, remember the original is the one. These are Tariq Nasheed's posts on Roland Martin. Always remember that before you start talking crazy over here. You see what I'm saying? But I'm not making memes. We making history. We making facts. I'm not making clowns and jokes. That's the difference. You see what I'm saying? Look, FBA say I'm cherry picking. With every other stream that Mr. Nasheed comes up with, he cherry picks and projects as if an African is against him. I mean, Tariq even goes on to say that, hold up. Let me spread this out for you. Let me shrink myself and spread this out for you. These are the videos that he make. And you got a nerve to say, I'm cherry picking? He projects these videos. Have actors and everything in these videos. No, I don't defend Roland Martin. I'm making a point I don't defend none of these characters. I'm making a point. But look, these are the type of videos he make. Listen to this. One second. Listen to this.
Baby Negroes.
Right, remember this?
These Negroes, we need to know who's who. And the biggest problem to black people in the last, I say, 500 years are anchor baby Negroes.
Well, I can't hear it.
These Negroes who are brought in or whose parents come from different societies and bring them in. We need to know who's who. And the biggest...
Did y'all hear that? What did he just say? It ain't come back in my mic. Let me make sure I'm hearing it right. Check 1, 2. Make sure I'm hearing it right. Now, hold on 1 second. For some reason, I'm not hearing it back in my mind. Oh, y'all heard it? All right, good. But look. Oh, hold up. Here we go. Maybe that's what it was. All right, let me try it now. Let me see.
Baby Negroes. These Negroes, we need to know who's who. And the biggest problem to black people in the last, I say, 500 years are anchor baby Negroes.
Stop right there. Tariq Nasheed says the biggest problem to black people is in the last 500 years is anchor baby Negroes. Do you know what we went through in the last 500 years, family? Check. Do you know what we went through in the last 500 years, family? Do you know what we went through he says that basically, hold up, let me let it play again. Let me play again. Listen, I know this might be low.
These Negroes who are brought in or whose parents come from different societies and bring them in. We need to know who's who.
Family. Now you mean tell me that a person who's calling himself FBA has a level of discernment when it comes to nonsense? He don't have a level of FBA. FBA don't have a level of discernment that don't. I don't even know what to say to that. But this is for those who talking about what we doing here. Look at this. This is how this guy do. He just projects. Look at this. Whenever you see people online making bad faith straw man arguments about FBA and arguing against their made up straw mans, is always coming from a place of deception. And they are being decepted for one or three reasons. They are tethers. They are democratic shills. They are in relationship with immigrants. This is the response. That this guy give to logical, reasonable questions. Like one of the logical, reasonable questions is, why is it that if you say your lineage goes back to the census, why haven't Tariq Nasheed do a live and show his lineage tracing back to the 1870 census via one of these ancestry.com sites? Why? Then he says they are in a relationship with immigrants. Truly, we know his wife is of mixed heritage. I'm like, what is wrong with these FBA people? So when I say FBA, I'm not talking about those who are born bred in America from the slave trade. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about these social experiments called FBA. This is is a social experiment, FBA. This is a social experiment going on. This is not my people here. What's up, Tyler? This is not my people. We're not talking about my people. We're not talking about my people here that have struggled from the institution of slavery. We're talking about the social experiment called FBA. Family, I need you one more time, throw your sevens in the chat. We're not talking about my people who have struggled from the institution of slavery here in America. We're talking about the social experiment led by Tariq Nasheed called FBA. That's what we're talking about. FBA is a social experiment. That's all it is. Nothing more. Let's keep it moving. Let's keep it moving. Let's keep it moving. So whenever you see these types of videos, these are part of the social experiments to trigger people, to get views, to get people to respond. East African man questions FBA. See, one thing that they run, one of the scams that they run is they'll say East African man. But no one gets to find out exactly who the East African man is. You understand what I'm saying? So for instance, if I bring somebody on my show, and I have a dialogue with them, you're able to, hey family, please listen to this, because this is how the game is being played. If I bring somebody on my show and I dialogue with them, you'll be able to find out who that person is, so you can also dialogue with them. And you can also go into the mind of that person, because, hey, if he talked to me, of course they would talk to you. But why is it the people that's supposed to be enraged with FBA, nobody knows who they are? Why? Why is it that these people they have these names, they have no face, but you never see them on any platform, podcast, or have any relevance as it relates to social construct conversations? No, nowhere. Because these are actors. These are actors, and only the clown FBA people that are Nasheedians would believe that these people are angry at somebody when these people don't even exist. They actors. Some of them, he has gone so far to even use AI to question him. So when the grift comes, this is where the educational part comes in with Moorish World TV. So you know what you're looking at. One part of the grift is speak in vague terms. Somebody put it in there. What is East African man? Kenya, Ethiopia, Somalia? Exactly. These are vague terms where no one can question, no one can follow up, and no one can double back and have a conversation. Tariq is already using AI. He's already using it. Some of them going to attack the channel in a minute. He already using it. He's already using it. But look at it. Look at these. So when people start talking about me, this is FBA culture. Family, listen. One thing about FBA culture designed by Tariq Nasheed, he say things that only he would know or the culture would know. He said, broken Bammy babbler. Now you know good and well that Tariq Nasheed ain't going up in Jamaica calling nobody no broken Bammy babbler. But they will have an engineered actor or AI person in the broadcast and make his audience believe that they're disputing with real people. It's all a show, family. It's all a show. And guess what? When this case is over, I'm going to show you how it's all a show. I got the goods. family, at the end of the day, do y'all remember when Tariq Nasheed was talking about moist? Y'all remember that? This is the FBA culture. Recently in New Orleans, they had the Red Run. This is FBA men. These are FBA men right here. Remember he had Gazelle.
You know, listen, as the first lady of FBA,
Y'all remember that, right? These are FBA men. Like only in America, listen to me, only in America would you have grown men that would feel the liberty to dress up in skirts and mini dresses that's designed for women and move like this. This is FBA. For real. For real. Like you can't keep talking about African culture, Haitian culture, Puerto Rican culture, or any other culture associated with our people in the diaspora if you don't first address FBA culture. You got to address this. This is homegrown American nonsense. Listen, I know some people that may live the lifestyle of this persuasion. They may feel like I'm attacking them, but I'm not. I'm saying that this behavior is unacceptable as it relates to all of the things that we're up against as a people. But this is homegrown here in America. There is no other place. This is homegrown America. So someone said, where did this go on at? This is homegrown America behavior. You know what I'm saying? Now, hold on one second. So someone says, where did they do this? Fam, let me break it down for you. I want to educate you on this. This comes from 1981. This is how FBA fall in line with this culture, the red dress run. This is the first picture of the red dress run without the red dress. Let me give you the history on it. Arriving in San Diego after a tour of duty in Okinawa, Jock, Mary Poppins, missed this fun group of people who called themselves Hash House Harriers. So they set out at creating hash in San Diego. The photo is the very first run of San Diego Hash House Harriers was taken at Balboa Park, 14 February 1981. And then it named the people. Now let me explain this. One thing about FBA is you notice that they always say, I'm American, and rightfully so. But they never, ever act as if that they don't have true political opposition, true economic opposition, true social opposition that is engineered by a hidden hand of Europeans. They use our people from the diaspora for all of their problems. But just like they coddle the American experience, they also adopt the European American behavior. This is European American behavior that is adopted. This comes from that. This was FBA is really about. It's really about adopting European ways, mores, and forays so they can be pat on the head as a good slave. That's FBA. That's That's the Nasheedites. That's the Nasheedite culture. That they will attack those that are the weaker of the people of society. And when I say weaker, I'm just saying we don't have political power, we don't have economic power, and we sure enough don't have a social cohesiveness to offset anything that we're faced with. And so it's easy to attack. It's easy to attack someone that is Haitian, that came over here on a boat and try to do something better for themselves or their family. It's easy to attack someone that's in the inner city and you don't agree with, and then you start calling them tethers and they've been here longer than you because most likely you are Haitian or Puerto Rican yourself. But it's American culture that FBA want to mingle with. You feel what I'm saying? It's all FBA culture. They want to mingle with the FBA want to be the European. And the European that they want to be is not the European that created the Underground Railroad or helped with the Underground Railroad. Because it was Europeans that helped our people get from the south to the north. Hiding in houses, digging holes, hiding in basins. We're not talking about those Europeans. We're talking about the Europeans that left Rome and they bred the freaky Rome. They bred themselves into America and brought the behavior with them. And FBA is interest of being just like this. This is FBA culture. It's American, it's homegrown. It's homegrown American culture. This is FBA culture. This is where it derives from. Right here. This is where it derives from. This is the FBA culture. It's a derivative of right here. Somebody say why I'm saying FBA. Let me show you why I'm saying FBA. Let me show you why I'm saying FBA. Because FBA adopts this behavior. This culture was born here in America. And those who are here, born, bred, and raised, adopts it and take it to another level. So when I say FBA, I'm talking about Nasheedians. These are the type of people. These are the type of people that Tariq Nasheed and the FBAs try to act as if these people are foreigners. Nah. This guy here, let me show you. They want to, so listen, I'm not in no way, shape, or form demonizing the guy in this photo right here at all. For all the things that we have going on, for the people to get into this red dress run, it costs $69 to $89 to put on a dress and run down the street. For all the things that we face with, education, lack thereof, clean water, they still don't have good water for people in Michigan. You know, they still giving out bottled water in Michigan, right? Remember the poisonous water? They still giving out bottled water. You do know that, right? But what I'm telling you is that I want you to understand my point here. My point is not to drag our people, descendants from the American slave trade. That's not what I'm doing right here. What I'm doing is I'm showing you that we have bigger problems than blaming a Haitian brother or sister, a Puerto Rican brother or sister, or an African Nigerian or Ghanaian or whomever who also have suffered oppression. See, it's two types of oppressions that happen with our people. You got colonization in Africa, and you got mental slavery after slavery in America. These two things will drive a wedge between our people. So when an African does something against one who's born bred here in America because they have a disagreement, that's a part of the psychotic mind that is produced from colonization. When a brother or sister born bred here in America attacks somebody from Haiti or from the African diaspora, that's a part of the mental illness that derives from slavery. And there's no way that you cannot understand why we do what we do. It's a part of the makeup that is a derivative from how the European created the colonized mind and the enslaved mind. The objective would be to try to offset that colonized mind, that enslaved mind, and return to your free mind. That's enough work within itself. But the powers that be don't want that, and they would instruct people to do certain things to keep things going the way that it's going, because as long as it goes the way that it's going to go the way that it's going. So this type of behavior right here, this is what one would call FBA. Why? Because even the brother who's in the dress says himself, made in Shy, living in the ATL. Made in the Shy, living in the ATL. And again, I'm not ragging on the brother. I'm just saying that if you're going to tell the story, tell the whole story. Don't tell me because someone demonstrated a great feat and they are descendants from the slave plantation, and now you're going to compare that to a struggling brother or sister that's coming from Haiti and act like that you on top of the world. We got some stuff going on here. I mean, we got some stuff going on here. You see what I'm talking about? So my thing is, I don't hold any of this dysfunction against our people. I'm saying that we got to get right. Like, we got to get right. And don't let nobody try to pit you against a Haitian, pit you against a Puerto Rican, pit you against anybody for that matter. The LGBT, no. Get yourself right. Get yourself right. Find like-minded peoples and get right together. That's what this is. That's what this life is all about. This life is that. See, the more that the powers that be have you looking outward for a problem, that's the less time that you have to look inward for the problem. See, I've done a lot of work on my inner self. I've done a lot of work on my inner self. So what I'm doing now is trying to point out things that you might miss. And if it's not beneficial, then move on to another podcast. If it's not beneficial, move on to another podcast. But I know that many people miss these things. Like, do I want, like, when I was putting these slides together, I told my son, no, you can't be in my office. I ain't feel like answering the question right now. You can't be in my office. Not right now. Go with your mama. Not right now. I don't feel like answering. Now I'm going to break it down to him eventually, because this is the society and the world that we live in. But this is homegrown. They didn't bring this from Nigeria. In fact, In Nigeria, they're starting to repeat some of these American ways. In African countries, they're starting to adopt some of the Western ways. But this is homegrown America. This is what they call FBA finest. Right here. Right here. Right here. This is proud FBA right here. Listen to this. Listen to this. Like, when I say FBA, I'm saying that these are sensitive people that do the most outlandish things. Listen to some of these comments. I've never seen a more beautiful dress for the red dress run. He says, thank you. He says, thank you. You understand the assignment every year. He does it every year. Thank you. You eat every time. Fire sign. This is FBA. He says, born, made in Chicago, live in LA. I mean, not LA. My apology. Not LA. ATL. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, family, don't get caught up in this bash. I'm not even bashing the guy in the dress. It doesn't make a difference to me. You know what I mean? What a person put on, that's your business. But I really wanted to highlight, one thing I just wanted to highlight is how when somebody says that I'm cherry picking, no, that's what they do. That's what they do. That's what Tariq been doing. This FBA movement is nothing more about cherry picking. The only thing it is about is cherry picking. Now they get mad. Now they get mad because I have the knack, and thanks to God, Allah, that I have the time to try to figure out what this is really about. And then I got a bear that don't have nothing to do but lay around, and it ain't hibernation season, so we getting prepared for the fall season. I got a bear that lay around, eats brown swagger, you know what I'm saying? He don't even like honey. You know that bear crazy. Mucci Bear don't even like honey. He like brown swagger with stale bread and mayonnaise. Mucci Bear, y'all know Mucci Bear? Go to Mucci Bear Research. He got everything there on Twitter. I got a bear that's a research bear. He don't even like honey. He like brown swagger, stale bread with mayonnaise. Now you ain't never seen no bear that don't like honey. He's a different type of bear. I mean, he's a different type of bear. And so he has time to look this stuff up and share it with me. So you ain't got no win. You ain't got no win, family. You just don't have no win. And at the end of the day, this is, family. Listen, family. This is, at the end of the day, the FBA is at the end of the road, family. FBA is at the end of the road, family, because they got somebody like me that has found a niche with this information. And what I mean is, I found a way to present it, to keep it entertaining, and to do it as a classroom. You follow me? But family, that ain't the only thing that we got to be concerned about. You know, there's a new culture in ATL. Not even a new culture. There's some things going on in ATL right now that are popular. They're making, I'm gonna get it right. They're gonna make it popular for young men to wear mini skirts. Like, you know, like the Young Thug demonstration, but he had on the big gown. Y'all remember that? They making it proper. You know what I'm saying? They're making it proper for young men to wear mini skirts. And this is homegrown culture. This is not imported culture. This didn't come from the Miami Haitian boat. This didn't come from the Puerto Rican family in New York. This is homegrown madness. All right? This is what it is. It's homegrown, family. And this is what's coming down the pipe. So all you FBA, why are you fighting Haitians? Why are you fighting Mexicans? Why are you fighting all of this stuff? You better prepared for this stuff coming down the pipe. Now, you're worrying about Haitians. You're worrying about Mexicans. You're better worried about who your child sit next to in school this semester. That's what you should be worrying about, because coming down the pipe is right here. Is right here. Coming down the pipe. You understand? So while you FBAs are challenging and talking about you're going to boycott an African braid spot, you mean tell me you're not going to boycott a designer who want to put your son in a mini skirt? Huh? See, Dr. Sebi Jr., there's a difference between a jelly bean and a skirt designed for a woman. There's a difference between a cultural gown and a mini skirt designed for a woman. Brother, Dr. Sebi Jr., please stop it. There's a total different thing than a cultural dress code of a Muslim, of an African, and a mini skirt that is designed for a woman. Don't do that. Don't do that. See, we got to stop playing, man. Dr. Sebi Jr., stop playing, man. Stop it, brother. Stop it. This is culturally designed for women, girls. Don't mix the two over here. Don't mix the two. I don't care what they be saying. We know the facts. This is born and bred here in America. Born and bred in America. The real FBA culture. This is the culture that FBAs, while they're talking about Haitians, while they're talking about my African brothers, while they're talking about all of our people who struggling to bring themselves into a new beginnings and new life, and this is what you get. This is what you get. And no one, but why is it that, so listen, let's be fair. The reason why I'm pulling this out is because I had a lot of comments. Where people say that I'm cherry picking. No, the cherry pickers, family, listen to me close. The cherry pickers are the FBAs that talk about Africans, Haitians, and Nigerians, but don't address the homegrown issues that we have here. Press 7 if you understand what I'm saying. That's the true cherry pickers. The true cherry pickers is the ones that talk about our people throughout the diaspora and target them. They don't talk about the European South Africans that came here. They don't talk about the people that came from the war over there in the Ukraine. They don't talk about any other immigrants. They only talk about those who have a copper tone or darker. But they never address the homegrown problems. So guess what? I'm going to point it out. And guess what? I am born, bred here in America. In fact, my grandmother said she don't even understand anything about slavery because she's never had a slave narrative told to her or passed down in her family. And my grandmother passed away at 90, 94, 95 years old. So the point that I'm making is history is so convoluted here in America. Everybody wasn't slaves. Everybody was not slaves. Some of the people, and it's not one thing. Some of the people was here enslaved. So many of them was brought here from Africa and enslaved. It's not one or the other. It's many different things. Some of them was brought from the islands and indigenous to the islands of Jamaica. Some of them was indigenous to the islands of Haiti. Some of them, and then they was transferred to the southeastern shores of the United States. It was not one thing. And so when these uneducated people try to say, oh, I'm not from Africa, you may not be immediately, but all life is recorded to come from the continent. But now let me get back to the point. This is what you will be up against this school year. Why haven't they put this on FBA pages? Huh? Why? You know why? Because it's an agenda. Remember what Marcus said. Remember what he said. He said that there's a big bag for me to talk about Africans. There's a big bag. They're giving a big bag. He said, oh man, I wish I had that clip right now. He said, they offer me a big bag. Family, ask yourself this question. Maybe I'll talk about that tomorrow. Who knows you to offer you a bag to talk about Africans? I don't have nobody in my phone. I don't have nobody emailing me. I don't have no contacts for anybody that would suggest that they wouldn't even feel comfortable asking me that. What person would feel comfortable with asking another person to talk about their own people and offer them money? You have to be in some weird, unheard of circles for one to offer you something like that. To even feel comfortable. To ask you something like that. So at the end of the day, now the attack is on Africans. Now the attack is on. But at the end of the day, again I say, family, we got some Let me break this down real quick, family. We can say what we want about some of the things that we face here in America. America has designed this fake freedom where freedom actually is not free. It will cost you your life. It will cost you your consciousness. It will cost you your awareness. It will cost you your sanity if you're not careful. Freedom ain't free. Don't buy into this nonsense. Family, you should be trying to enrich yourself, enrich your family with values. with principles, with morals. That's what you're supposed to be trying to do. Even if you've gotten off the path at some time, the objective is to get back on the path where you have balance, where you have morals, where you have principles. Family, at the end of the day, with goofball, let's just talk about food, for example. At the end of the day, family, when we look at the food in America, can I talk to you for a minute on my soapbox? I'm going to be done in like 5 minutes. You look at the food in America, family. Let's look at Haiti, for example, or countries in Africa. One thing about Haiti, Puerto Rico, and countries in Africa, Jamaica, one thing for sure and two things for certain. You don't have to go far to find somebody selling some fruit, vegetables on side of the road somewhere. You know what that means? That means that agriculture, farming is learned as a part of the culture. Even if they don't have the best of the best that we consider the best, they do have a reach into the soil. Family, here in Baltimore, you know what people cry about? A food desert. A food desert. Because the Europeans did not build a grocery store in walking distance. Within a 5-mile radius, there is no listen to this. There is no food because there is no grocery store. And they call it a food desert. You see how we have been messed up? How can it be a food desert when you got soil under your feet? When you can order seeds off of Amazon if you wanted to. And then you can harvest your own seeds for the next year. When you can can your fruit. When you can grow a peach tree. You can grow like this shows you how deep in the matrix we are in. If the EBT stop, everybody go crazy. I've seen it. Family, this shows you how deep of a matrix we're in. This shows you why we're being distracted in the way that we're being distracted. We do not focus on the basics anymore. If the grocery store was to shut down, if all the power went to go out, the average person would not know how to grow or look into their yard to find something to eat, and that's how it's designed. You wouldn't be able to go into the woods and know what mushroom you could eat. So while you hear these arguments on social media attacking Nigerians, attacking Haitians, attacking Jamaicans, one thing for sure and two things for certain. One thing for sure and two things for certain. I bet you they won't starve. You would wish you had a friend from Jamaica if it goes down and all the lights go out, because many people never seen what darkness look like. We have been spoiled in this country. And if you ever seen, and if you ever been to a situation where, like I camped in the Appalachian Mountains before when I was young. When it get dark, that's called darkness. And you will wish you had a Jamaican friend. You will wish you had a friend from Haiti. You will wish you had a friend from Africa that still have a sense of what is edible and what is not beneath your feet. So you goofy FBAs, you better stop making enemies where it's nothing to be enemies about. The same oppressor and systematic racism attacks us all. Until you understand that, you just goofy. When you see a Jamaican guy chewing on a root, you think he's trying to be cool? You see a Muslim chewing on a piece of stick, you think he's trying to be cool? Listen, at the end of the day, most of y'all be scared to touch a goat. More or less, slaughter a chicken. And I don't eat meat, but I'm just saying. You have people within our extended family, they do this every day. Second nature. And you gonna act like they the problem? When for the last 2,000 years, European imperialism has been your problem for the last 2,000 years, and now all of a sudden a person from Haiti is your problem? Have you heard of all the black farmers in America, or the fact that even your people know how to farm and have farms as well? Absolutely. But I've said Baltimore. I'm talking about inner city. I'm talking about inner city. Hey, paying attention is a skill. I said inner cities and I said food deserts. Paying attention is a skill. I didn't say we didn't have farmers here. I said inner city, I said Baltimore, and I said food desert. Listening is a skill also. I'm talking about those that are in urban areas, and I was talking about food deserts. You have to listen because it's also a skill. Talking is a skill. Comprehension is a skill. Listening is a skill also. But once you listen, you need to try to hear. I mean, no FBA problem is everyone eating off of our plates and never considering leaving us even a crumb. No one's eating off of your plate. That's an illusion. That's an illusion. I would invite you to the show and show me how someone is eating off your plates. When a Haitian person come here, they create a business for themselves because they really don't speak the fluent English. They really don't speak the fluent English. So guess what? They create something for themselves. They don't eat off your plate. That's an illusion. That's a lie. That's a lie. When the African come here, they create an environment for themselves and other African hairs. They go into a community and other Africans from Nigeria or other African countries, they move in a close proximity of each other. They open a grocery store, they open a church, and they do everything that they do by themselves. And if you want to come in and support what they're doing, then they go do it. They do it. Nobody eating off your plate and leaving you no crumbs. That's an illusion. That's a lie. That's a lie. That's a lie. Our taxes. You're talking about our taxes. I bet you won't talk to me live. You talk about our taxes. What about the taxes go to study a bumblebee for $250,000 in the Amazon? What about the taxes that go to study space rockets that never take off? What about the taxes that go? Are you crying to the Europeans that waste taxes all day, every day? Huh? Are you crying to that? See, before you can address our people, make sure you address the European first, because they are the ones that actually build their whole lives around grifting from taxes. What are you talking about? You ever been to an inner city and seen a school with no AC in the middle of a summer that's 100 degrees? What are you talking about? What are you talking about? You're living in an illusion. You're living in a box created for you by this FBA propaganda. You're living in a box. You're living in a box. That's it. You're living in a box created by FBI propaganda. That's what you're doing. That's what you're doing. You're living in this box. And I guarantee you, if you go to any city where immigrants have set up shop, they don't need nothing from you. They create their own ecosystem. I'm not defending them. I'm telling you that I live in Baltimore and Park Heights, the West Indies, Jamaicans, Trinidadians, they create their own ecosystem. They don't need you. They do not need you. Even the Mexicans that move in your neighborhood, they create their own ecosystem. They create their own grocery store. They create their own car lot. They come here, 1,000 to a room, and you thought they was going to stay like that. 10 years later, they all got the whole neighborhood. They create their own ecosystem. That's it. They create their own eco. And I'm not defending anybody. I'm telling you that I live in America too. And I'm going to tell you I'm a grown man. And can't nobody take nothing from me. Why do they move into our neighborhoods? The same reason Europeans gentrificate neighborhoods. That's a stupid question. Why do they move in our neighborhoods? Why? Because they're cheap and they're easy to obtain. That's why. That's a stupid question. They're cheap and they're easy to obtain. And so if you're not going to hold on to them, build them up and beautify them, they will buy them and they will live in them. Europeans do it too. It's called gentrification. It's called gentrification. But you never argue with Europeans about gentrification. You talk about it, but you never specifically call anybody out by name. And you can see them by name. You can see them by name. No, what I'm doing is I'm defending reality. I'm defending reality. We need a reality check. We need a reality check. You ask, why do they move in the neighborhood? Because it's inexpensive. Because it's inexpensive and you do nothing about it when they move in. That's why. That's why. You know why? He's a clown. You don't do nothing because you stand down. You stand down. But all you got to do is build up your family there. All you got to do is enrich your community. All you got to do is make sure the schools are taken care of. All you got to, listen, in every community where there's an ethnic, in every community where there's a strong ethnic presence, whether it's Mexicans, whether it's Jamaican, whether it's Haitian, whatever it is, wherever it is, one thing that they do is they make sure that they move in like-minded peoples so no one else can get in. We don't do that. We don't work together. We don't work together. Soon as we get a piece of money, guess what? We want to move out there with Mr. Charlie. We don't even want to move out and get a farm or nothing. We want to move out. I got a condo. We want to move out there with Mr. Charlie and act like we made it. So don't you give me that cockamamie story. Don't give me that story like, oh, they move in our neighborhoods. Soon as if you hit the lottery, you gone. You're going to leave everybody in the neighborhood itching and scratching, struggling to survive. Now, I mean, now, it is what it is. How you going to hate yourself because they taught you that? But with that being said, family, I want to welcome you to another edition of Moorish World TV. I'm your host, Brother Tariq Bay, FBA. Whenever you're talking about culture of our people, just be balanced with it. Just be balanced with it. Tell the whole truth. You know what I'm saying? Tell the whole truth. Because we got problems in our own house. And maybe you can learn some of the principles from an ancient culture from the inhabitants of Africa on how to address these problems. Because you ain't been doing too good addressing them on your own. You need ancient history. You need ancient ancestors. You need ancient rituals, ancient principles, ancient customs to address this behavior. So deny our forefathers and foremothers and their problem-solving techniques, and you get what you got. And you get what you got. Don't complain when your son come home. Don't complain when your son come home talking about this is the style. Daddy, you old. This the style. Don't complain. Don't complain. When they come home and say, Daddy, this is the style. You just old-timey. Don't cry then. Don't cry then. Keep on talking about Haitians. Keep on talking about Nigerians. Keep on talking about Kenyans. Keep on talking. Don't cry then. Daddy, you just old. Well, I got a special request tonight.
This is a sick Negro.
I thought my game was strong. She finally listened to her mom. I don't know where I went wrong, but she's gone. Lexi's gone, Lexi's gone, Lexi's gone. I thought my game was strong. She finally listened to her mom. I don't know where I went wrong, but she's gone. Lexi's gone, Lexi's gone, Lexi's gone.
I've been working on the ranch.
She must have watched the episode of Moorish World TV, where that Buckeye guy always talking about me. Hope you don't believe lies coming from that coon. Lexi, I promise you that they will get married real soon. I know I missed our baby birthday at Chuck E. Cheese. Woo! But it was difficult for me while you have to leave. I thought my game was strong. She finally listened to her mom. I don't know where I went wrong, but she's gone. Lexi's gone, Lexi's gone, Lexi's gone. I know you hate my lies and all the internet scamming, but I gotta pay for the museum and this mini mansion. I promise Lexi I will keep my hands to myself. Woo! And I will put us first, not anyone else. I'm so alone. Lexi, come back home. I promise you I'll change. Please pick up the phone, pick up the phone. I know being with me is like a prison, but that was from my past decisions. Let's make the best out of it. Maybe in the future a judge will listen. FBA is a character, it's nothing more than role play. Trump is gonna pardon me, and everything be okay. I thought my game was strong. She finally listened to her mom. I don't know where I went wrong. Lexi's gone, Lexi's gone, Lexi's gone, Lexi's gone. I thought my game was strong. Yes, indeed, family. She finally listened to her mom. Lexi's gone, Lexi's gone, Lexi's gone, Lexi's gone.
I did a DNA test. Some of my DNA goes to Nigeria. I did a DNA test. Some of my DNA goes to Nigeria. I did a DNA test.
Both of my parents, on both sides of the family, we can trace everything back to plantations in Alabama and North Carolina. So my family, 100% foundational Black Americans. Nobody in my family immigrated.
How many people can do that, though, do you think?
We can.
I did a DNA test. Some of my DNA goes to Nigeria.
I'm good.
You're a fraud.
I'm good. I'm good. I'm good.
In Springfield, they're eating the dog.
You debating a dead man, bro.
No. Like, now you want to have a talk because I outed you. Oh, what do I have to find you for, sir, when you're my dad?
Ain't you with the news? Can't you get the tapes? Man, ain't you with the news? Can't you get the tapes? Man, I ain't playing. Get the tapes.
If this was another genre like entertainment news, this would have millions and millions of views. This is a masterpiece. This man.
You know, listen, as the first lady of FBA.
That's right, global African supremacy. That gas, baby.
Stop playing with me.
Got
Stop playing with me on my podcast. Stop playing with me on my podcast. Stop playing with me on my podcast.